just feels.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I know I probably was confusing the heck out of y'all because I kept going live, then deleting the video, then going live, and then deleting the video because I was actually running a test. I was just running a test, and as you can see, for those of y'all who knows what these are, I'm live. For those of y'all who know what these are some big leafy collard greens. You bouncing? Alright, love you, bye. And call me when you're on your way home. Okay. As the title of the video says, I am prepping for my Labor Day cookout. And again, these big leafy green things are collard greens. Collard greens! Y'all just don't know what I went through to get these collard greens. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. But what is everybody doing tonight? I was about to say what everybody going through. Since I said y'all just don't know what I went through for these collard greens. Or should I say what I went through to get these collard greens. But yeah, what's everybody got going on tonight? Let me know what's up. And on your way into the live, of course, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know you're out there. Holla at me in the chat. Feel free to chat with me in the chat. You do not have to stay in the trees, in the bushes, while I am live. Feel free to come out in the chat and chat. It's an open platform tonight, so I'm really not too much discussing anything in particular, I guess I can say. I was going to actually try to do a live tonight on one of the TV shows that I review, but that ain't happening. I did not get a chance at all to really watch any of my shows today, and that is because I was busy running around with my son all day today. My son, my youngest one, we trying to find him a car. And it's just a car for school. You know, he's in college now. He started college a week ago. So I'm looking for him a car for school. Look at these big old leafy, beautiful greens. Can y'all see these? They so big and nice. But yeah, so we've been trying to find him a car. He's like the last one in the house that we got to get a car for. And we've been, I won't say having a hard time, but just coming across people posting these cars, posting these pictures online. You know, and we dealing with private owners because we paying cash, and you know, he's on a budget. He's a college student, so you know, we got a little change to work with, you know, to get his car, get it plated, get his insurance, you know, something that's not going to be expensive for him to upkeep or take care of. Something where the insurance won't be too high, because you know how it is with these young kiddos. When they 25 and under, the insurance be really high for, you know, kids that age, as it should be, because kids that age, normally when they get that first car, they run it into the ground. They really don't appreciate it. You know, because they still kids, 18, 19. You grown, but you know what I mean. You ain't grown. Not at that age. You ain't had enough experience in life for me to be like, oh, you a whole grown man and you can just go out there and handle all your own business and all that whoop whoop whoop. Nope. They still wet behind the ears and still need some parental guidance at 18, 19, 20, 21. Shoot, even older. 22, 23. Y'all out there who got some teenagers or children, period, you know, that are, you know, grown now. I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. But, yeah, so, anywho, we've been rolling around all day. I'm about to cut these greens up. I'm going to cut these greens up and then I'm going to clean them real good. Let them soak and all that stuff. But, hold on, where's my... I'm tripping. Hold on, let me grab my cutting board. Oh, here we go. I am tripping. I don't know how I forgot this. Okay, let me put some of them greens over there. Okay, here we go. I was wondering why that wasn't cutting good. Alright, so now I got my cutting board. But, and I know everybody do their greens differently. Some people, you know, cut their greens differently. Some people clean their greens differently. I just do what the elders in my family, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my aunties, I just basically follow how they, you know, did theirs. Basically, is what I do. So I'm just cutting up some collard greens right now. And oh yeah, I was saying, you know, so we've been going around trying to find my son a car. So that's why I haven't been able to really watch none of my shows that I was planning on watching today, so that I could do a review tonight while I'm prepping the food. Like I said last night, I said to you guys I was going to be live tonight and prepping food at the same time and doing reviews on either Queen Sugar or Blackie Compton, you know, one of them two. But anyway, it didn't work out that way. Again, it didn't work out that way. There were several people who we found online who posted cars, vehicles, and we went to look at some of them. One of them my son really liked, and I like too. But we're going to go back tomorrow. If the person who said they would offer them so much money does not come through by tomorrow, then we told the guy we'll come through and pay him cash what the other guy offered. But my uncles are going to come with me too. One of my uncles is a mechanic, and the other one, you know, he knows something about cars too. But, you know, one of them is a mechanic, and the other one is, you know, coming along so he can help his bro, you know, check out the car for us that my son really wants. But some of these cars out here, I was like disappointed by some of the stuff we saw, because I'm like, how the heck people selling these cars asking for thousands of dollars for a vehicle that looks like it's worth $500? I was like, y'all gotta be playing. Get the heck out of here. Let me move some stuff around. I was like, get the heck out of here. This one car that we went to go see, dang, I think it was a 2004, what was it, a Nissan? Dang, I can't remember. I think it was a Nissan or was it a Toyota? I think it was a Nissan. And the lady wanted $2,750 for it cash. It had 170 something thousand miles. And when we opened up the car, because first I checked out the outside, I was like, I don't know. For almost 3,000, I don't know, son. And he's like, you know how kids are when they so anxious to get their first car. They have no experience looking for a car or knowing what to look in the car. So I'm trying to school him and stuff because I've been driving since I was 15 and I own many, many vehicles. Some of them lemons, some of them nice money cars, some of them brand new, some of them used. But I didn't have my share of vehicles in my life. So, and I done had, like I said, lemons, cars that I bought that seemed like they was running good. And next thing you know, shortly after buying it, that thing is on brick somewhere. And I'm still on car payments. So I didn't have those days in my life. You know, much younger. But as I grew older and realized what to look for in vehicles and how mechanics and car dealers try to get by on women or people who don't really know what they doing or what to look for, I learned a few tricks. I ain't no mechanic, but I done learned a few tricks in my days. So anyway, we were trying to find him a car, and one of the ones I ran across again, the lady wanted like 2,700, and the car had like 170 something thousand miles on it. And as soon as we opened up the car, I'm looking at the car, and the first thing I noticed when I look at the car was the interior was really like, really, but anywho, the driver's seat, like, as soon as you open the door, you notice at the bottom, when you look straight down into the car, the whole panel, like for the driver's side seat, you know, with the buttons and all that, the whole thing was just ripped apart from the seat. There was like, looked like somebody took a knife to the seat where the back part is, where you sit back, and there was a hole in the seat. The middle part, you know, the armrest part where you can put stuff in, you know, storage area, that the top part was gone. So if you put your arm on there, it'll be resting on the edge. And you know that would be uncomfortable. You know, if you're driving and you're trying to rest your arm, that would be very uncomfortable. It was other things wrong with it too. But I was like, nah, Then we went to look at another car, and it was some Mexican or Spanish guy, Latino, you know, something like that. And we went to look at a car that his wife was selling. And I thought it was kind of suspect. Because when I had hit the wife up to ask her, could we go look at the car, she said, sure, you can come look at it. She said, it's a good car. I'm expecting another baby. So we're looking to, you know, get a bigger car for the family. And I'm thinking, okay, let's see what they talking about. This car was about 3,000. No, it was like 30. No, it was 3,500. And I'm thinking 3,500. You know, maybe we might can talk them down. You know, get them a little cheaper depending on what the car looked like. Because pictures don't do no justice when it comes to looking at a used car. You really have to go look at the car and see, because they will post some pictures on there and make them look all good. And then you go see the car and you're like, what the? And that's what happened at that car too. One of the things that I didn't like about the car. Oh yeah, back to the. Let me go back to the other car that the girl was trying to sell us. The lady, she I said girl because she looked kind of young, like 21 or something, and all the tires was bald. The interior was horrible. The outside was like. And it had 170 some thousand miles, and she wanted almost 3,000 for it. And I said, but the tires are bald. And I started mentioning all these other things, you know, trying to think that I could talk down the price down to her. And she was like, well, this is a really good car, though. I really love this car. I really don't even want to give this car up. And I'm looking at this car like, you got to be kidding me. That's a good line there. That's a good line, but I ain't falling for it. Hey, Triple D Family Gang, what's going on? Yeah, we about to get it in big. Labor Day is my holiday. Out of all the holidays that our family and my extended family celebrate, Labor Day is my day at my house for me and my family and my friends and, my peeps. So yeah, I'm preparing a couple of days ahead of time, which I normally do. But yeah, so anyway, and then I was rubbing my hands along the tires. I'm like, it was like rubbing a piece of paper. I was like, these tires are bald. I could just rub my hand across, no tread at all. And I'm like, dang, my son will have to buy 4 whole new tires. And then the interior is tore up. What's up with the seat? What's up with the panel next to oh, the buttons still work. You just got to do this. Nope. And my son's like, he's so excited to get his first car. He just sees anything and he's like, oh, Mom, that's not important. That's not important. I'm like, yeah, it is important. This your hard work and money. You only work part-time a couple of days a week because you go to college. So we're not about to just throw anybody some money just because you really want a car. You say, yep, a picture is one thing, but to see it, yeah. And these cars, I mean, we saw some cars that, I literally just wanted to just walk away from, but just to teach my son and try to teach him what to look for and all this kind of stuff. I would sit there and let the people talk and whoop, whoop, whoop. And then one of the cars, my son said, he said, okay, Mom, since we ain't getting this one, why don't you just tell the guy that we going to keep looking? I said, excuse me, but you're the customer. This is your money that you spending. I'm helping a little bit, but this is mainly his money that he's spending. And you the customer. You have to learn to tell these people no. And he was like, dang, I got to tell him? Why can't you tell him, Mom? And I'm like, nope. Handle your business. And I just walked to my truck. And he was like, sir, well, we're not going to go with this one. We're going to keep looking. But I really appreciate you, for taking the time my son was cracking me up. And the man was like, he was like, it's okay. It's okay. Oh my God. And then it was so funny because the driver's side mirror, the side mirror, it was broke. It like just falls off. It's just broke, like hanging by and the man said that he bought a new one. And so he was looking in the car for the one that he bought. He said, dang, you know what? There's been a rash of robberies in our neighborhood, and their car got broken in, and their car. He said, I think I might have left the doors unlocked to this car, and they must have stole the side mirror that I had bought for this car. I'm looking at this man like, you got me effed up. I'm like, these people that we saw today, we was like, from 9 o'clock in the morning to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we was just looking at cars all day. I was like, oh my God. So I told my son, the one that he really liked that we came across, we're going to take my uncles out there tomorrow so they can, because I test drove it. Well, he test drove it while I was in the car with him. And it rode pretty good. And the body inside and out is nice. They only wanted $2,500 for it, and it's a 2005 Nissan Altima, 2005, and they wanted $25 for it. There's some slight damage on the bumper, because the lady backed into something, or she backed into something. I don't know what she backed into. So the rear passenger light is cracked. So I was like, okay, that's going to cost us about, well, depending if we go to the junkyard or, a salvage place, it could cost $50 to like $100 for that light. And then the spring in the trunk, like a car that I had in the past, the spring had got messed up in the trunk, so it just slams down, and I had to get the spring fixed so it could bounce, you know what I mean? So that has that issue. And our family friend who's a mechanic, our family mechanic friend, He was like, oh, I can fix that stuff for you guys easily, no problem, not too much. And I said, okay. And he said, so this is what you do, try to talk him down to 1,800. And I said, okay, I'll try, but it seems like a really nice car. And he said, trust me, talk him down to 1,800 and he might work with you because of the stuff that our friend is going to have to fix on the car. So I talked to the man and he said, well, somebody already offered us $2,000. So they're kind of going by the best offer. So I told him, I said, well, if that person don't come pick the car up by tomorrow afternoon when me and my uncles come out there, you know, so they can inspect the car because one of them is a mechanic, like I said earlier. I said, could we give you the $2,000 and take the car? And he said, well, I'll hit you up tomorrow afternoon if they don't come pick up the car. So we probably found him a car, depending on if somebody else picks it up or not. But Triple D, you said, are you going to throw some salmon on the grill? Because I have a taste of some grilled. Oh, not Monday, not Monday. But that is something that I do from time to time. Throw some salmons on the grill. But yeah, not Monday. Not for Labor Day. Not this go around. Usually when I do salmon, and I'm just being honest. But usually when I do salmon, that be like something for family, like immediate family fun. When I do salmons and steaks and more expensive meats and stuff like that, no shade to my fam and all, no shade to my fam and friends. But that usually be for more personal get-togethers. But not when I'm having like 50, 60 people over here. I ain't trying to get everybody no doggone salmon because they cost too much. I'm just keep being honest. Hey, Gifted Big Mike. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? We just up here chit-chatting. Nothing in particular. Just chit-chatting while I'm getting my greens together, my collards together for Monday. I'm stripping them from the branches right now and cutting them up, and then I'm gonna wash them and soak them and clean them and then bag them up, and then I'm gonna start cutting all my vegetables, my celeries, onions, peppers, jalapenos, did I say green onion? Green onions, garlic, you know, all my vegetables. I do all this stuff like 2 days ahead of time. And tonight I'm gonna be seasoning meat, making burgers. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can tonight, till I get too tired. That way, tomorrow, the day before the holiday, I can finish up anything left over. I can get my dressing together, cook all my cornbread for my dressing, and make my beans. I can make my beans, you know, stuff that I can make early. It's some things that I don't like to make early, and I know some people like to cook certain things a day ahead or 2 days ahead. Some people do that. Some things I'm cool with cooking a day ahead or a few days ahead, but some things I ain't. Like greens. Okay, I'm cool with cooking some greens a day ahead, 2 days ahead of how. I'm cool with stuff like that. Cool with like baked beans, but when it comes to like mac and cheese or, you know, lasagnas or, you know, things that stiffen up, like really stiffen up when they get in the fridge. Nope. I gotta do them the day of. So I'll prep all my stuff, and then like the day of the holiday, like my green bean casserole, I can make that a day ahead of time. my greens, my beans, you know, things like that I can make ahead of time. But some stuff like macaroni and cheese and stuff like that, that gotta be fresh. That gotta be bubbling. It gotta be just the cheese just coming out with the heat rising from it and just, whoo. But yeah, some people like to cook things ahead of time. I don't know. I guess when it comes to stuff like pies and, you know, cakes and stuff like that, that's different. But I like most of my food to be fresh the day of. So I prep like 2 days ahead of time. Then a day before, I do all my meat, season all my meats, make all my burgers, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, and then the day of the holiday, first thing I do, like my ribs, I got like 3 slabs of ribs, and one of my cousins, she said she's bringing 3 slabs of ribs, so we're gonna have 6 slabs of ribs. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put them on early because I got a big pit, and I'm gonna put them on early and smoke them. I'm gonna get up like super early. like before the sun come up early. And put them on and let them smoke for like, it usually takes about 3 hours. Takes about 3 hours. I marinate them and season them and, you know, let them sit overnight. And then the day of the holiday, I get up super early in the morning. Put them in that grill. Put my charcoal chips in there. I think I'm going to do like some apple chips this time. I'm going to do like some apple chips. But put my apple chips on the side. Let the little opening open a little bit. Put my charcoals on the side. Not under the meat. On the side of the meats. On the side of meat. You know how those pits are. Where you put like your charcoal and your charcoal on the side. You put your chips on the side. You know, you gotta soak your chips for like, they recommend I guess at the minimum like 8 hours. Always soak mine for like 24 hours, my chips, to put in the grill. But I can't wait. The kids all excited. They gonna have their girlfriends over. Mama, I told my girlfriend you cooking. I'm like, okay. But they friends, they be trying to get over here every time I throw down. Every time. And like I said, we have such a big family that, hey EU2 how you doing? We have such a big family that holidays are like split up, you know, between different people's houses. So again, mine is Labor Day. So I go all out and we be having the tents up and all the chairs outside and games going on, dominoes, spades, whatever those elderly folks like to play and whatever the youngins like to play. We do it all. Have some good music. Lots of food. And then, of course, y'all know I'm well, most of y'all probably know already that I'm a personal custom cake decorator. So I will make a big cake for my family. I'm going to make a sheet cake for my family. I don't know what flavor yet, though. I don't know. I might do like strawberry. Do like a strawberry cake. Maybe my strawberry crunch cake. Everybody loves that. So I might do that one for my family. But what y'all got going on for the holidays? I know I ain't the only one on here that's cooking on Monday. I know I'm not the only one. Are y'all cooking? Are y'all working? Is your family cooking? Are you just going over your friends? Or are you gonna stay home and just relax and just enjoy your day off of work? Or, you know, what y'all got planned? I would love to hear y'all plans, hear what y'all got going on. I cannot wait till these greens are cooked. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all what I went through for these greens. I forgot to tell y'all. Okay, first of all, I've been so busy between jobs and doing YouTube videos and, you know, just stuff. Stuff. And I had waited a little bit too late to go to the grocery store. So a lot of people, I had heard a lot of people was complaining that certain stores were out of certain things, and one of them was collard greens. A lot of stores was out of collard greens. So what I did tonight was, when I got off of work, because after I took my son to look for cars and spent all day doing that, I got home like an hour before I had to be at work. I was so tired. I laid down and just laid down just to rest until it was time for me to leave to go to my job. And after I got off, the first thing I did, as soon as I punched out, I hit up my cousin and asked her, I'm like, hey, where can I find some greens? She was like, go to this particular store. And I'm like, you sure they gonna have some? She said, yeah, and they be nice. And they be, now this store I haven't been to in a long time. The store is like one of the stores I used to frequent when I was growing up, before they had the big Walmarts and, all that kind of stuff going on. And so it's in the hood. It's one of the, the hood stores. Not a hood store, but, in the hood. And I haven't, really shopped there in a long time. A long time. So I get off of work, and first of all, I asked her, are you sure they open? Because it was like 8:30 something. She said, yeah, they open till 10. So I'm like, okay, well, let me run up in there real quick and see if I can find me some greens. And so when I got there, I looked. No, first thing first, I grabbed a basket. I asked the first employee that I could see, that I saw. And I asked her, I said, do y'all have some greens left? She said, girl, you be lucky if you can find some greens back there. She said, because the grocery store, like two of the major grocery stores in our city is Walmart and Baker's. And she said, Walmart and Baker's, a lot of people came rushing our store because Walmart and Baker's, their lights, the electricity, I don't know what happened, but Walmart is on like 52nd. Baker's is on like 72nd. So it's like 20 blocks apart. And they said the power was out at both of those stores. So they said they had a rush of people, it was like getting raided. She said it was so many people down here buying up stuff. She said you'd be lucky to find some greens back there. And so she said, matter of fact, let me go check. And she walked a little bit, and because the produce and the vegetables, all the vegetables and all the produce was in to the right, a little bit to the left. And so she walked a little bit and she looked down the aisle and she was like, yep, it's all gone. She said the only thing left is the greens in the sack. And I was like, I don't want no greens in the sack. I'm like, okay, I tried. It's my fault. And I was real bummed out. I was like really bummed out that I wasn't going to be having no greens for Labor Day. I was really bummed out. And I guess I could have bought the bagged ones, but I just like fresh greens and, preparing them and all that. So a guy came up to me and he said, no, the lady, she went up to this other guy who worked there, and she said, hold on, let me ask him, maybe they got some in the back. And she was like, I don't know. She said, otherwise you have to come down here first thing in the morning to get some greens. And I was like, okay. So I waited, and the guy came, and he said, you know what? I really don't think we have any greens in the back. But he said, I'm going to look just for you. And mind you, the store was closing at 9. My cousin told me it closed at 10. I left work at 8:30. So I got to the store around like 8:40, 8:45. So I had 15 minutes to do my little shopping. And so the guy, he was going to the back to look to see if they had some greens. And I was just like waiting. I was like, okay. And I'm thinking he wants me to just wait at the front. He said, no, come with me. So I went back there with him, and we went back in the cooler. And he said, oh my God, you one lucky woman. And I was like, you got some? He said, do we have some? How many do you need? I was like, hold up, let me get like 10 bunches. And he started throwing them in the cart, and I saw how big the bunches were. I said, no, hold on. I don't need all them. Give me like 8. And he was like, okay, I'll give you 8 bunches. So then he was talking to me and stuff, and he was telling me like, I ain't never seen you here before. And I said, well, I used to shop here years and years ago. I came here today because, my cousin told me to come here because I was looking for some greens. And I said I was going to go to Walmart first, but I heard their power was out. And he was like, you was about to go to Walmart? He said, I'm about to go put these greens back in the cooler. How you going to go to Walmart? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no offense. But he was just joking around. He was like, you really need to come down here because the store has changed a lot, over the years. And, they said a lot of our stuff is really comparable to Walmart. A lot of our stuff is like 50% cheaper than Walmart. And, stuff like that. And he was like, I would love to take you a tour around the store. And he was just naming all these things off the top of his head that I was like, dang, that's really cheap. And, I was like, if I had more time and if y'all weren't, he was really nice. It was a, nice white guy. He was really nice. And it was funny because what happened was after we got the greens, I told him, I said, well, since I'm here, I might as well get my vegetables and get my smoked meat that's going to go in my greens and, stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, make sure you get the smoked meat. And, ours is, really, good price and everything. And so I'm just going around the store, and then when I get up to the front of the store to ring out or to cash out, he was like, he said something, oh, ribs. Oh, I remember my oldest son had called because he had just got off of work, and I had hit him up before he got off of work and said, when you get off, because I had so much stuff going on, I wanted him to run an errand for me. I said, when you get off, could you please go to Walmart and pick up a couple of slabs of ribs? Because I wanted to just save a trip. And so he had got off late though, so I had totally forgot that I had told him to go to Walmart. So he called me, and he was like, I'm off of work. How many slabs of ribs do you want? And I was like, well, never mind, because Walmart, they say the power is out. He said, I'm in Walmart now. He said the power was probably out before, but it's on now. I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, check the ribs out and let me see, tell me how much they are for the spare ribs. And he was telling me they was like $17, $15. I was like, what? So he was like, yeah. I said, come on now. I said, I usually pay about between 7 and 12 or something like that. And he was like, no, Mom. He said, I'm looking. This is all they have left. And they like $17. I was like, well, leave them there. I said, our cousin said she got 3 slabs that she's bringing. I wanted to add to that. But, it is what it is. And so then the guy who had took me to get the greens, he was telling me like, hold up. He said, we got some ribs. And he said, they a lot cheaper than that. And I was like, okay. I said, well, let me see them. And so he brought me back a pack. He said, dang, we only got one pack over there. But he brought me the pack, and it was $7. A nice slab. I mean, a nice slab of ribs. $7. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I said, I can put this with my cousin's ribs. And then he said, you know what? Let me go in the cooler real quick and see if we got some more in the cooler. So, again, he goes back in the cooler. He comes back. No, he calls up to the front, and the lady at the register, she answered the phone thingy that they call each other on. And he said, how many slabs do you want? I was like, dang, is tonight not my night or what? But yeah, I said, well, tell him bring me 2 more slabs. And he brought the other 2 slabs up, and they each was like 7 something a piece. I couldn't believe it. And the nice slabs, like nice slabs of meat. I ain't never paid that much, which is a good price, for some slabs that was that nice. And so I was like, okay, this must be my lucky night. This is really my lucky night. I just happened to get off of work at the right time and wind up at the right store at the right time and everything. So basically, I got almost everything I need. While I was there, I grabbed all my vegetables, and one thing about it was, back in the day, I would have never bought my vegetables from there. And I checked them out. Vegetables look so good and so fresh and everything. So I grabbed my vegetables from there. All my vegetables that I need for the holiday. And then when I was checking out, I had told him, I said, you know what? It's funny because I was at Aldi's earlier, and sometimes I get my ribs from Aldi's, and Aldi's be having some nice slabs of ribs too. But they were sold out. And so I told him, I said, they told me to come back first thing in the morning and come get some slabs. And he said, hold up. He said, my husband run that store. I didn't even know the guy was gay. Not like I was like, you know. But he was like, my husband run that store. I said, for real? And he was like, for real. I said, will you tell your hubby that I will not be there bright and early in the morning, and that you hooked me up. Tell him you hooked a sister up. And he was like, I'm going to tell him, girlfriend. I'm going to tell him I hooked you up. And I was like, I was so appreciative and everything. I told him, I said, next weekend I'm coming back to your store, and I'm going to let you take me on a tour. I don't like that leaf. I'm going to throw that one out. But I'm going to let you take me on a tour of the store. And he said, okay. He said, I'm going to hold you to it. I was like, yep. So I might have to start shopping back at the store that I used to shop at back in the day. Way back in the day. When I was young. Well, I really didn't shop there. It was mainly like my mom and stuff, who shopped there. And even when she was still alive, that was one of her stores that she still shopped at. But I had, got a little bougie and started, how it is sometimes. You start shopping at different stores when different stores come along in your city. And I had started shopping at Walmart a lot more. And it was either Walmart, Baker's, and sometimes Aldi's, to get certain things from Aldi's that I like. But that store in the hood, I had just kind of totally stopped going there and haven't really been there in years. Not really shop now. It's one thing to go to the store because it's right there and I just need to run in and get something, just 1 or 2 items real quick, but I never shopped in that store in years. So it was nice. I was really glad that I stopped there. So it was a really nice experience after spending all day not coming home with a car for my son and seeing his po little face. I'm like, child, everybody keeps telling you, you keep rushing and keep, being antsy and impatient for a car, especially when it comes to buying a used car for cash, within your limited budget, you gonna mess around and get something you don't want or something you regret, and you better just threw your money away to somebody else. And as soon as you buy that car, they probably was laughing in your face and so glad that somebody finally took that car off their hand. A car that probably ain't even worth half of what they told you was, they were selling it for. So I told them, just be patient. Because if nobody wants him to get a car super, super bad, I do. I was in the car today. He was just looking, kind of down because he didn't find anything today. Well, again, we think we found one, but, we waiting to see if somebody else is going to come through with the money that they offered. And if not, we're going to go up there tomorrow. But, so he was kind of looking all down and stuff. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I could just be like, whatever. Get whatever you want. I don't care. Just go buy a car. Because, when you're a parent and you got several kids or more, you know what it's like. That feeling that you get when all your kids have a vehicle and they no longer need you every single day to take them somewhere, pick them up, drop them off. And I only got 2 boys now. Mind you, only got 2 boys, no girls. So I don't have 3, 4, 5, 11 kids like some people do. But both of my 2 sons, excuse me, they both play sports from like the age of, one of them played sports from like the age of 5, and the other one started playing sports at the age of like 12. So they both played sports many, many years. And the traveling, the driving like an hour this way, or driving to high schools that are like 2-3 hours away, the game at 7 and you don't get home to 3 o'clock in the morning, then you gotta turn around and get up to go to work. I was going to college full time for a couple of years, working 2 jobs here and there, raising these kids. And then you gotta pick them up and take them everywhere. And then when they get a job, sports, practice, work, your work, they work. Y'all know how it is when them kids, when they all get a car, when every single one of them have a car. That is like, I can't wait. So I was up in the car showing out. I was like, man, I can't wait. I can just taste it. He was like, taste what? I'm like, the moment when I don't have to pick nobody up or take nobody nowhere but me. He looking at me like, I was like, it's gonna be all about me. It's gonna be all about me. I don't have an empty nest yet, but this is going to be the best thing close to it. The next thing close to it is not having to be a Uber driver anymore for these children. And that's why I told him, you have to be patient. Be patient. And he even, like, oh my God, my sons are so good. I love my sons. He even at one point, while we were driving, he was like, he was holding his hand out. And I'm like, what is you doing? Because I'm looking down and he holding his hand out at me. And he was like, Ma, you can drive with the other hand. You don't need this hand right here. I'm like, what you mean? So I switched hands on the steering wheel to my outer hand, my left hand. And then he grabbed my right hand. And I'm like, what is you doing? He's like, Father God, in the name of Jesus, please help us find me a car. I was like, it was so cute. But the way he was praying, he was like, and please don't let it be no raggedy car. And please don't let. I was like, looking at him. He's like, Mom, keep your eyes on the road. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. He's like, and Father God. And I was, I was like, amen. Amen. So I was like, boy, they done learned something. And they done learned something. He sure learned how to pray. If they ain't know nothing. If I was to leave today and go on home to glory with my ancestors and my grandparents and, you know, my mom, and if I was to leave right now and go on to glory, they know how to pray. That's one thing. But yeah, I was like, oh, look at him praying so that God bless him with a nice car. And I think he kind of did that because he kind of was trying to also calm his nerves, because it was like car after car after car. He would be like so excited and, Mom, but Mom. And I'm like, nope, let's keep looking. Nope, let's keep looking. And he was like, dang, I ain't gonna ever get a car. So he was like, you know, kind of feeling down. I was like, trust me, son. I was once where you was, and a lot of people was once where you was, where you want a car so doggone bad that you were willing to just give your money to anybody. And do you know how many people, including me, who have been left walking after just throwing their money away to anybody because they just really wanted a car? That's not the business, son. That's not the business. So, hopefully tonight he'll sleep on it and he'll realize, you know, everything that I'm telling him. And hopefully tomorrow he'll come home with that car that he really wanted. The one that needs like just little minor work. Real minor. Something real minor. I'm like, I will pay that much for that car for something real minor like that needs to get fixed. Like the tail light and the hatch in the trunk, the spring in the trunk that needs to be replaced. And like I said earlier in the live, 2 of my uncles are going to go out there with us so they can test drive the car and take it on the interstate and test it out and, you know, check the engine. And thank God one of my uncles is a mechanic, so they know exactly what to look for in a car. So hopefully he will come home with a car. But I told him, I'm like, bruh, son, if you do not find a car this weekend, it is not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. I'm like, you're not walking. You're not catching the bus. Me or your brother, you know, takes you to work. Take you to school. So it's not like you have to stand on the bus for an hour, transfer buses, take another hour to get to your destination. You have somebody in the house who can take you anywhere you want to go. So it's not all that bad. Some people can't get a car. They can't afford a car. Or they can't get a license because their license was revoked and they wish they could drive. So just be patient and your time will come. But don't rush God. Don't rush God. Be patient. So he's learning. He's learning. But honestly, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Like the times when I can sleep in, and like when you have a child that don't have a car, you have to schedule your schedule around them with school and work and all that. And it's like it's like if I have a vehicle, I'm not gonna have my child catching 2-3 buses to get to work. I'm just not. Now I know some people be like, you better get your butt on the bus. I ain't taking you nowhere. to each his own. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. Everybody have their own different way of raising their kids. So I don't be hating on nobody. You know, if you don't want to take your child nowhere and you got 2, 3, 4 cars, you know, because some people, it's like this. It's like this. I have a vehicle and my oldest son has a vehicle. But my oldest son, he has to leave at like 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning to go to work. And then I have to work, but I work from home during the daytime. And I have a part-time job away from home, but that's only a few days a week. So it's like, while my son is out working and whatnot, I'm going to have to dump that in the water. That's my first batch. I'm going to put in the water and clean them. But for me, I mean, I could be like, okay, son, take my car to work. But no. You got to get your own car. I'm sorry. Because one thing I learned about new drivers and from my friends and family members, and of course, when I was a youngin', shoot, young kids, when they first start driving on their own, sometimes they act like you ain't never taught them how to drive. They get that license, driving all safe, get that license, and then once parents ain't in the car with them no more, and they off by themselves, they sometimes lose their doggone mind. I don't know how many friends I got whose child done wrecked their car and totaled their cars out. And so what about insurance? We keep some full coverage on our cars, but if you gonna wreck a car, it's gonna be your own car. And God forbid that they do get in a wreck. But I mean, even me, when I was younger, I got in a wreck before. I got in a wreck once, which was my fault. And that's because I was in the car, and it was with me, my boyfriend, his friends, some of my friends. We was deep. And we was laughing, clowning around, and music loud, and just, you know, doing whatever in the car. No drinking, no smoking, nothing like that. But wasn't paying attention, and I ran into the back of somebody. The light had turned red, and I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize how close that car was in front of me, and I ran into the back of this little old lady. But thank God, that little old lady, she got out her car and she saw the little damage, which wasn't nothing. It was like very, very minor damage. She was like, honey, it ain't nothing. Don't worry about it. Just be more careful. Just promise me y'all cheer and be more careful. And I was like, yes, thank you. I was like, thank you. That was my first car. I was 16 years old. Or was I 17? I think I was 17. Yeah, I think I was 17. 17 years old. And I was like, oh, she was so sweet and nice. And she was like, it's okay. But after that, I still, excuse me, throat dry. Hold on. Is that all my batches? I got like 2 batches left. Yeah, I got like 2 batches left. I think. Let me see. Oh. 1. Because I don't think that's enough. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to just do all these. I'm going to do all these batches. I don't know why it seems like a lot. You know how greens are when you first get them and you cut them up and stuff, it looks like a whole bunch, but when you cook them and they start, you know, cooking down and everything, of course, you know, it dwindles down. It dwindles down. So right now it looks like I got a whole bunch of greens in that bowl right there that I've already cut up and everything, but it's not. It's not a whole bunch, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the rest of these. But what time is it? It's almost midnight. What? Remember that song? Yeah, I don't know if y'all go to church or some of y'all grew up in church, but how that song go? It's almost midnight. Is that how the song go? I ain't heard that song in a long time. I don't even know the rest of the words. The battle has just begun. It's almost midnight. That's all I remember. That's all I remember from that song. And it was like this church when I was growing up. There was this church, and they used to have like midnight services a lot, and that's how I remember that song. But I don't remember the whole song, so I don't know. Maybe if one of y'all out there know the song, y'all can tell me the rest of the words. But that was one of my favorite songs that I liked back in the day when I was growing up. I wish I knew the words. I'm going to try to, maybe I'll Google it. Google it and see if I can come across the song. Because I don't even know if that's the name of the song. It's almost midnight or something else. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to finish cooking these. I'm going to finish cutting these greens up. And then I'm going to do my vegetables. I know a lot of people are going live tonight, so I didn't expect too many people in the chat, but I do appreciate everybody who showed up in the chat tonight. Everybody who watched tonight, who tuned in tonight to the video, I do appreciate it. And everybody who hit the like button, I do appreciate it. Thank you very kindly. If you have not already hit the like button, make sure you do hit the like button. And also, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button there. Please and thank you very kindly. I do appreciate it, Primetime Squad. I don't know. I might even come back later. I know a lot of people aren't live right. A lot of people are live right now, so I might come back later because I got a lot to do. This greens is just literally the beginning. Literally the beginning of me prepping for the holiday. I have so much to do. So much meat in the refrigerator. And I have 2 refrigerators. So both of the refrigerators are full. I got the one behind me. And then y'all can't see the other part of what's in front of me. But what's in front of me, in front of this table, of course, is a wall. And then to my right, which is this way, which is probably your left, I don't know. But I have another refrigerator over there on the other wall. So I have 2 refrigerators and a deep freezer in the basement. I just have like a medium-sized deep freezer in the basement. I don't have no really humongous, the big deep freezer. I don't have the big one. I just have a medium-sized one, which works well because, excuse me, I have 2 refrigerators. So, and I have 2 refrigerators because of the fact that I am a personal cake decorator. So one of my refrigerators, I mainly keep like things that I need for me. and cakes and stuff like that. And stuff for me personally that I do not want the kids messing with. Like, y'all know how it is to have kids and you have a refrigerator and certain things in there, you're like, okay, hopefully I done told them not to drink this. Hopefully they won't drink this, and or they won't eat this, or when I have my own separate refrigerator, and I do know other people too who have two refrigerators. They might not have two in their kitchen, but they might have like one upstairs, one in the basement. They might have one in the garage, something like that. So I know other people who have more than one refrigerator, and sometimes they'll have that one in the garage to store like all the pops. Like if they drink beer or drinks or whatnot, store stuff like that, store ice, things like that. Or if they're having a get together, like I am having Monday, they'll put like the overflow in that refrigerator in the basement or in the garage or whatever, for their overflow. But yeah, so I like having two refrigerators. And I'm like, But yep, so anywho, when I buy stuff now, well, since I own two refrigerators, which has been for some years now, but when I first got like the second refrigerator, I can put stuff in that refrigerator and I'll be like, they just know. They just know. And so sometimes if they'll see something in there that they want, that they know is mine, they know for sure to ask. If I'm not at home, they'll call me. Hey, Mom, can I get some or something? Because I buy stuff for them and I buy stuff for me. And like whatever it is, whether it's stuff like ice cream or juice or pops or Gatorades or whatever, they get some stuff and I put it in the main refrigerator and then I put my stuff in the secondary refrigerator. So they just automatically know, once I had got two refrigerators, they just automatically know. When I say put that in my fridge or go look in my fridge or stuff like that, they just automatically know. So yeah, I love having two refrigerators. It's the best thing. It's the best thing. Especially when you have, a lot going on. It's very, very convenient. Very convenient. Where's my knife? Okay, here we go. But, yeah. So, anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off of here and finish cutting up these greens. I might come back later. I might not. Who knows? Like I said, I'm going to be up for a while. So I can, I'm just trying to get as much out the way as I can. So tomorrow I don't really have to do too much, but like season meat. And seasoning meat, does not really take that long to season meat. I use about, 5 to 7 different seasonings on my meat. From everything from Cajun to garlic, lemon pepper. I mix stuff up randomly with my meats. I have favorites. I like my little Mexican spices and things like that. My Cajuns, so I be mixing things up, to go with the usual garlic and onion and what's the other one? Seasoned salt, like the Lowry's, the seasoned salt, stuff like that. The basic ones, and then I throw in other stuff. But yeah, it'd be good. Sure. Season that meat up. I'm going to start, like I said, after I do these greens and I get these greens washed and cleaned and bagged up and put in the refrigerator, I'm going to start seasoning some of the meat, or as much as I can before I get too tired. And then I'm going to take my butt to bed. But like I said, I might be back live after I clean these greens. Y'all might find me back live later. So if you up and you want to chit chat and you want to talk, can't sleep, make sure you got the notification bell hit on my channel so you can get my notifications when I go live. I know YouTube be tripping sometimes with the notifications. Even for me, the people that I'm subscribed to, I'll be like, why I ain't getting no notifications? You know how you hit your home button and the home button tells you like, it just tells you like who's live. It give you like suggested videos and, things like that. And I'll see like somebody's live and I'm like, why didn't I get the notification? So yeah. Sometimes YouTube be tripping with the notifications. I don't know necessarily why that is. I don't know if it's because there's just so many people on here and maybe sometimes of the day, maybe they just start glitching because there's a lot of people going live. Maybe at the same time or uploading at the same time. I don't know. But, it is what it is. We use a platform to make videos. They have control of the platform, so, you can only do so much complaining when it comes to YouTube. And, when you get monetized, you can still complain. It don't always work out in your favor. And they still take their little fees out, their little portion out of your videos. After, when you monetize, they take out like, oh my God, darn near 40%, 35%, something like that from you when you make money through, the ads and stuff. But still, it's their platform. We're basically using it, borrowing it, So, but one day, I'm going to get me a website. I really, 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 really want to get me a website. I don't know quite how to do it quite yet. I tried getting a website before with like those GoDaddy places and what's that other one? Oh man, I can't even remember. I remember GoDaddy because I hear it and see it all the time. But some other websites that I tried to build, my own website on, and I'm just not that tech savvy. But I don't want to like pay hundreds or thousands, to somebody else to do it. So I'm just gonna keep on messing around and hopefully I'll figure out how to get it together to get a website, at least to get something going, something like a basic website or, and then just build it from there. But, a basic website is not too hard to build from, what people tell me. But, once you get the basic done and then you make it all fancy and make it all where all these links are all over the place and people can go all these different places on your website. So that's what I want to do. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. Because I know one thing about YouTube. It's nice to have this platform and it's nice to be able to use this platform to speak to people and talk to people and mingle and socialize and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, they do take a certain percentage out, all the time. And there's so many different rules and regulations and some things that people want to put on their platform, but they can't because they might get strikes and then that's why some people use Patreon, which is another site. But Patreon, they charge people to be on it. And I actually started me a Patreon. I just never put anything on there yet. I was like, let me just get my Patreon up and running. So if I need it, I can go over there. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't even charged anybody for anything yet or nothing like that. It's just there. It's just sitting there. Ready and waiting and willing to be used. But I haven't used it yet. But it's there. If I need it, it's already set up. Excuse me. It's the same name as my YouTube, Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews, Patreon channel. But, you know, like I said, I haven't done anything on Patreon yet. But I do have, I'm on Facebook, Tanya Primetime TV on IG, Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews on Twitter. So make sure you guys follow me on those on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. Make sure you follow me over there because some things I post over there that I don't post over here. Like pictures and, you know, things like that. But I might be back again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to this sink. I already cleaned my sinks out. And so I just got to go over there and fill up the sink with some warm water and do these grains and try to clean them absolutely the best way I can. But anyway, so you guys, make sure you hit the like button again. Subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. And in the meantime, and in between time, Primetime Squad, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces.